Hello and welcome back to Everybody Hates Barney. We're going to be attempting something that I haven't done before in this particular series so far. And indeed, this is something that I generally tend to prefer not to do most of the time, just because I personally think that I'm not going to be very good at actually fighting against these guys. We have only 100 one-handed weapon skill. My own personal skill is not going to be amazing when it comes to dealing with close quarters combat. You've seen me fight, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is my current army. I've been doing a little bit of off-screen somewhat, not a huge amount, but just, you know, just a little, just to get us back on our feet a little bit more. And as you can see, I did do a bandit hideout and eliminate the mountain bandit boss. Now, he unfortunately is not actually going to be super useful to us because he's a tier 5 unit. It's going to take a long time to persuade him to join us, even like this, as you can see. It's going to take a long time. Actually, maybe not even that long. He might join us actually quite quickly. Yeah, okay, fine. Well, we're just going to leave him. I was actually thinking of just selling him on because, well, if he takes that long, I don't really want him to sort of block everyone else. Anyway, yeah, let's give it a go. I'm very much assuming I'm going to fail this. So, let's try. Oh. Alright. I guess I'll go and sell my... I guess I'll go and sell this guy then. I guess I'll go and sell him. There we go. And we also have another person here. And she's from the Azerai. I don't know whether they're going to have decent roguery skill. They may in fact have decent roguery skill. I don't think so somehow, so I'm probably not going to. I mean, how many companions do I actually have? 2 out of 6. We technically could get her, but she is...
What is your name,
as you can see, she's going to be very good at being a cavalry leader, as you can see right here. She's got polearms, she's got leadership, actually. She has tactics and she has riding skill. Obviously, this is pretty good. So, you know what? 480, let's do it. I can't go into the marketplace while I am in disguise, which I personally think is an absolute travesty. I think that this shouldn't be... I don't think this should be the case, because you think about this in a real situation. I mean, actually, you know what? I'm going to try this out. I'm intrigued, okay? I'm intrigued. I'm interested to see what is actually going to happen here. Because obviously we're in, you know, we're in disguise. So let's actually just see what happens. Because here's the thing, right? If I go over to, wait a minute. The dyer, wine press, okay, barber. Okay, yeah, so basically there are no people that you can actually speak to buy weapons or armor or whatever. I mean, there's a blacksmith at the very beginning here, so maybe I can actually speak to him. Look, my good man, these are hard times for sure, but I need you to move along to scare away my customers. Why? Why? Look at me. I mean, yeah, I do look very shady. I mean, no offense. I do look very shady. And maybe, you know what? Maybe he just commented on Barney's face. Maybe he's literally saying that Barney is so good looking that he would just scare everyone away because of that. I don't really know, but all I do know is that this doesn't really make sense. Look at this. Look at this. Look at my good man. These are hard times for sure. Weaponsmith. I can't speak to the weaponsmith. I can't speak to the armorer or anything like that. But this is outside. Why would they not be willing to... Why wouldn't they be willing to trade with us? Because if we're in disguise, it makes no sense from a realistic perspective that we wouldn't be able to at least speak to some of them. But that's not what happens, as you can quite clearly tell. And I was actually very much hoping to, you know, break someone out. That's why I was literally waiting on this screen to start the episode, but apparently we're not going to be doing a prison break. I was so looking forward to that. I was really looking forward to it. So much so, in actual fact, because I was thinking to myself, oh, maybe if we can get some relation with Liena herself, because she's obviously one of the prisoners here. I thought, maybe if we can get relation with her, she may in fact become our spouse at some point in the future. Maybe, just maybe we can make that work. But as you can no doubt tell, that didn't really work out. So very sad indeed. I was also hoping to actually get our new companion some gear, because she has no gear. Well, she probably has some gear, but nothing too exciting. Let's actually see. Is she better than I am? No. No, but we can put her as the leader of... Oh, she's not even mounted. Oh, wow. Okay, that's really bad. Okay, yeah, I should have gone into the inventory and given her a mount at the very least, but I don't suppose we're really going to need to, you know, really try super hard here. But I mean, okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna say, I've always said this. I am probably gonna die very quickly in one of the battles this episode. It generally tends to happen quite often, as you know. I'm not an amazing, shall we say, I'm not amazing at avoiding death, you know? And also I do tend to put myself in situations where I am literally just going to die, because I find that kind of fun. And, yeah, well, I don't find dying fun, obviously. I don't find the whole dying situation fun, but I do find being in rather risky situations and or coming into here and trying to survive, trying to get as much skill up as possible to be pretty useful. But, you know, as we know, I'm not going to be the best at staying alive here, and that's why I was super worried about the prison break actually as well. Oh, nice hit. Nice hit. Very good indeed. Okay, so these guys are obviously the most problematic, the ones on the camels. They're the ones that are actually going to be providing us with the greatest challenge. So let's see if we can actually eliminate those guys. I'm going to send my infantry to charge in now as well. Let's see if we can try to kill the camels. Well, not the camels themselves, because I don't have anything against the camels, of course. But I do have something against the riders. Let's try and see if we can... yeah, that's not really going to work out too well. Oh, no, we did knock him off. Okay, nice. We knocked him off, not knocked him up. Yeah, we certainly don't want to... We certainly don't want to knock him up. That's a responsibility that we do not want at the moment. I mean, it would be nice to have an heir, actually. So maybe it would be a good idea to knock him up. I don't know. But whatever the case, you know... That's unfortunately not available right now because we just cannot get acquainted with anyone. It's actually kind of sad, but oh well, never mind. If only we could. If only we could. Anyway, there we are. We did manage to take him prisoner. Okay, so I do now get the opportunity to take more people prisoner too. I have a pretty significant amount of prisoner capacity as well, which is actually quite nice. And I have quite a lot of loot. I do have quite a lot of loot. So let's actually see. I'm just going to sort by value here, and we're just going to go over to Sir. Her name is Sir. Okay. All right. Well, that's absolutely fine. Let's see what we're going to have her wear here. These gloves, this helmet, these boots. I mean, these are all absolutely terrible. Just bear that in mind. Absolutely awful gear, but there isn't anything else that I can really do for her right now. I kind of just have to roll with it. Does she have any bow skill? Let me see. She has she has literally nothing in bows, basically. And she's good at one-handed, good at polearms. Okay, so we're basically going to be giving her a polearm. Let's give her this round shield, and we'll give her a polearm. Do I have a polearm? Yeah, I have a jagged spear. I'd like to give her something that's really, really long, because that's probably going to be the most impactful thing. So... oh dear. Okay, I guess this one. This one is going to be the best thing. Can she use that on a mount? Yes, she can. Okay. And let's give her a mount now. Do I have anything that's actually going to be somewhat useful for her? Yes, that is the only thing that is kind of good. And we can otherwise just give her one of these, which is not exactly amazing, but it's going to mean that she'll be able to run around at least quite fast, right? And decrease range damage taken, sure. She can also use that banner there. Okay, so she's somewhat basically kitted out, you know, in a very, very simple sense. Not really looking too good at the moment, actually. Oh, we got so many level ups. What? How did we get so many level ups from that? I guess it's because I actually haven't been fighting anyone of note. I've basically only been fighting villagers and looters. That is literally all I've been doing in my off-screen time, apart from obviously fighting that bandit hideout, and that was pretty much it. Because the main reason, obviously, why I wanted to do that is because I I actually wanted to see if we could get some good loot from it, and also just to get some more level ups. Unfortunately, I haven't been particularly lucky in getting our forces leveled up as much as I could potentially want. Now, these are absolutely fantastic prisoners, though. So I wouldn't mind actually getting the Forest Bandits, and I wouldn't mind even converting them. Forest Bandits, as I've said before, if we can get to a certain point in leadership, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good. If only we could get to that certain point in leadership. Yeah, that's it. Yes, leadership. Yeah, that's exactly the whole point. Okay, so let's just do this. We're only going to get 5, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I'm actually just taking absolutely every single person I can get my hands on. This is usually not something that I do specifically related to looters. But because we have such an overwhelmingly large amount of space, I mean, you can see here I have another 60 spaces basically. I should really just not be so picky, I guess you could kind of call it. So we're just going to be taking those, and we have Kanar with us as well. A couple of Cardassians are going to be around here very, very quickly because they want to drink him. You can best bet they're going to drink him real fast. I mean, it very much depends. If it's Damar, then it's going to go even quicker. But anyway, we're going to go on and try to get over to the Rebel Town, because I think the Rebel Town is actually still available. I hope it's actually still available. If it isn't, then we're going to have some big problems. But if it is, then we'll be pretty happy about that. Anyway, minus 50% sight penalty for traveling in forests, minus 50% chance of prisoner lords escaping from your party, or this one, which is, well, I mean, it's pretty good for prisoner limit, but the other thing is not so good. I mean, it's good if you're doing a siege. That's pretty much the only use case for it. Minus 20, actually not minus 20, plus 25% sight range when stationary for at least an hour. I wish I had plus 25% sight range, because I couldn't even read that thing to begin with. All right. Yeah, we'll go for keen sight because that's just so much better in my opinion. And yeah, otherwise, we're just going to make our way onward. Just going to make our way onward here. And I am actually wondering, where is the best place to actually find forest bandits? I'm thinking in Vlandian territory, right? And in Batanian territory. Is that correct? Let me know. Let me know. Because I'm thinking to myself, that's probably the best places to find them. Because I am right now definitely considering just going on a huge recruiting spree in regards to forest bandits. I'm also thinking about doing another raid of a village, because if we can do another raid of a village, I may in fact be able to finally level up my roguery skill to 125, and that will enable us to basically become absolutely amazing. We're going to be so incredibly happy with that, because as soon as we have 125, we're going to get Scarface. It's going to give us a plus 30% chance for bandits, villagers, and caravans to surrender, which in fact makes it even easier for forest bandits to join us potentially. And that's kind of what we want to go for. And leadership, we're not even that far away from getting veterans respect. As you can see, I'm at 150. Now, with my next level up, I'm probably going to be putting my next focus point into leadership as well, because I want to try to maximize that as much as we possibly can. Let's go in here, see if we can defeat this guy with minimal effort, because obviously if we can maybe try to, I don't know, I kind of want my people to survive as much as they possibly can, but the problem with this is obviously they're so low level, you know, there's a lot of low level people here, and I'm not the best commander, you know, I'm one of those people that it's just not very good at commanding in the heat of things, in the heat of battle, because in general, I would much prefer to be doing something myself than actually commanding my troops. But the funny thing with commanding troops is that it actually results in you achieving victory much more often than you think. And obviously that's a hard lesson. That's a hard lesson I've learned over the... Yes. That is a hard lesson I've learned over the years as we run away from nothing at all because I didn't actually get eliminated. Oh, wow. That was very special. That was a very special moment. I love, you know, I gotta say, I actually really, really love those moments because I know, it makes me seem like I am the worst, but I actually don't mind because I find it hilarious. I think it is so funny when those kinds of things happen. And we're getting, oh, look at that, we got leadership. Okay, I got some more leadership right there. Okay, and we've got forest bandits in this area too. Wow, okay. I'm actually stumbling across forest bandits randomly out in the wild. I mean, generally, if this was a Pokemon game, I'd be saying, oh yeah, forest bandit has wild, has appeared. Wait a minute. Has wild. Oh, can you tell? Can you tell that I absolutely messed that up? Yes. Wild forest bandit has appeared, or whatever. Whatever it says, you know. I can't remember now. It's been a while. Anyway, let's see if I can actually do something here. I'm going to get rid of the Sturgeons, I think. I'm not a big fan of the Sturgeons. In general, I think that they're good units, but they're generally kind of lackluster in comparison to a lot of the other factions. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, Hillman can go away too. And do I have enough space now to get these guys? I mean, there's no forest bandits, unfortunately, so that's going to be a bit of an issue. These guys do become forest bandits as well, almost immediately. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of some of these guys then. There we go. And they do count as bandits, which obviously is absolutely fantastic. Because they count as bandits, it's going to make everything so much easier for us as well, because that's going to mean that my roguery skill is going to level up dramatically. Now, one thing, and now as we're going into Khuzait territory, one thing we have to look out for here is the presence of Khuzait vassals. Because obviously, as you know, or as you may not know, dependent on your experience with the game, Khuzait are very fast. Yes, they're very fast. And I'm not a big fan of them. I mean, I actually like them a great deal, don't get me wrong. But I'm not a big fan of the really, really fast vassals that chase you down across the entirety of the map, and they make things very, very difficult in that way. But yeah, they're fun. They're fun to play with, but yeah, when they're chasing you, not so fun. Anyway, this guy is way too fast, as you can quite clearly tell. There's no way I'm going to be able to catch up with him. Can I? Can I actually catch up with him? Is he slowing down? Oh, he's gone into the trees. That is a huge mistake. Oh, never mind. No, he's going to escape, isn't he? Epipheria is here. That's kind of a weird thing. All right. Okay, hand over your goods. There we go. We've got 100 in Steward. I'm literally going to auto-resolve this just so that I can get out of here as soon as possible. Because also oh, look at that. We gained 2 roguery skill points. That's amazing. That is so good. And that is probably because we're using bandit units, right? Some people in the comments told me about that, so thank you very much for that. Gotta say, very nice of you indeed to let me know, because I know some people told me that a while ago and I just forgot. But now I am much more inclined whenever I'm doing even a regular playthrough, right? Even when I'm doing a regular playthrough, I'm much more inclined to take bandit units and just convert them just for the sake of just getting roguery skill. Obviously, we are also attacking a caravan, so that also counts as you know, roguery experience. But it's a nice thing nevertheless. These are really weird vassals running around here. They've only got like 30-something people in their armies. That's a bit strange. Anyway, we do have our level 100 perk for Steward. Let's see what we can get here. Okay. +1 extra food for each food taken during village raids for your party. Or discarded armor donated to troops for increased experience. I mean, that's obviously really good if you want to level up people super fast. If you have a lot of money. And I do have a lot of money right now. So maybe it's a good idea. What do you think? Yeah, let's try it. And we'll put another point in leadership, like I said I was going to do. And we are inherently just going to go into Chai-Kand here. Okay, so now, this is when we get the obvious ability to just, you know, sell everything. It's going to be so good. Oh, yeah. Can you see what I just did? Can you see what I just did? Yeah, I just bought every single weapon they have. Yeah, that's probably not the best idea. Let me Let me just revert that real fast. Thank you very much. Actually, let me just see here real quick, because I'm actually thinking to myself, is there something really, really good for us here? Because I'm thinking maybe there's going to be something kind of useful for us. Maybe for Barney specifically, or maybe for some of our companions. I mean, you can see here that most of this stuff is actually not even that good for us. And most of the stuff is actually not even good for our companions either. This is slightly better. This is okay. Not amazing though. Not a big upgrade. No, okay. And what about Sir? She obviously is going to be having some really, really good things. Yeah, okay. So this is obviously great. Okay. So we're going to upgrade her chest. Oh, wow. 24,000. Okay, fine. I'll buy something for 24,000 for her. I think that's pretty fun. Why not? I mean, I have a lot of money right now, so, I mean, this is going to be insane for her, actually. An amazing, amazing upgrade. And she already has some good shoulders, surprisingly enough. It's kind of weird. All right, and we can give her a new helmet as well. There we go. And I think that's probably all I can really give her. I mean, I could give her some better horse armor too. Let's get her some better horse armor. And then we will literally just sell everything we have. And you can see here that we're probably going to be able to reduce at least a little bit our cost. Not that much, which is somewhat unfortunate. Let's get rid of all of this. And yeah, obviously bear in mind, we should probably be keeping... let me see now. Actually, no. I don't even have any of that. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate. All right, well, yeah. So, decrease morale shot. Yeah, okay, we're not picking up anything like that. So, I just paid 6,300, which is actually not even that bad for pretty good upgrades to our companion right there. Only one companion, unfortunately, so not exactly great. Okay, there's an army of poachers here, which may in fact be a pretty cool way to get some nice leather and to get some really, really quick experience for our troops as well. Maybe we can actually do something here. So it's maybe, it might be a bit risky actually. Let's fight them. We can't even auto-resolve against these guys. Okay, I was actually kind of hoping we could auto-resolve against them, but I guess it's not too bad. Let's just have everyone charge, because these guys literally are just a bunch of... Well, they're probably just forest bandits, right? Are they just forest bandits or something like that? I mean, they're all archers, so I'm going to assume that they're all, you know, like that. Are they all for? Yeah, they're just poachers. They're just poachers, so we don't even need to worry about them too much. But I still do need to level up my thrown weapon skill, and I wouldn't mind doing that if I can. Can I please hit? There we go. Can I continue to hit? That would be nice. Oh, we need to hit as much as we possibly can. Can I actually... Ooh, yes. Ooh, yeah. Let me do this a bit more. Yeah, I mean, I did buy a longer length mace, so it would be nice to bonk people in the face a bit more often, don't you think? Yes, I think that would be kind of nice. Because if we can do that, maybe we can take them prisoner. And also, look at this. I got 100 one-handed weapon skill now, which is great. And we do get the ability to get these guys. And do these guys actually become anything? I can't even tell. I can't even right-click on them right now, so it's highly unlikely that I even can. But there you go. The task is now completed. Super, super quick. And as you can see, I can't even do anything with these. They don't even have an entry in the encyclopedia, so I am actually just going to get rid of them. I'm just going to get rid of them right now because I don't want them to cause any kind of, I don't even know, incompatibility in the game or something like that. Maybe you're not supposed to take them prisoner or whatever. But anyway, duelist or trainer. Yeah, well, as you can see, plus 20% damage while wielding a one-handed weapon without a shield. We don't have a shield. Right? We don't have a shield. And this is obviously fantastic if you're doing a bunch of tournaments, if you're playing like a gladiator kind of play style, then this is a really great way to get renown. But of course, you've got to remember that it does not interact with the charm skill perk self-promoter. So if you were like me way back, because I thought that you would get 12 renown every single time you achieve victory in a tournament, because technically, as a base, tournaments give you +3, and then self-promoter gives you +3, and then one-handed, you know, with duelist, you would get double the amount, so that would obviously be 6, so 6 plus 6, 12, obviously, and I thought you would get that, but that's not the case. What you would actually get is double the base amount. Yes, double the base amount. So basically what that means is you'd get 3 plus 3, which is 6, and then you would gain the charm skill perk, self-promoter, which would give you 9. And obviously that's not a big deal, of course. That isn't really a big deal, you know, that much. I'm actually thinking of taking trainer right now because I want the extra experience here. But yeah, that isn't a big deal, but I personally feel like it actually makes quite a big amount of impact, at least early on. But obviously when you're at 100 one-handed skill, well, how early are you? I don't know, how early are you in your playthrough? Because obviously for me, it's been a while. You know, I don't even know, how old is Barney right now? Let me actually see, Barney. He's 54, so it's been 4 years. Okay, it's been 4 years since we have begun our playthrough. So 4 years, and well, just now we've gotten to 100, right? Just now we've gotten to 100, so that's something to bear in mind. Anyway, we are just gonna raid the village. And we're just going to randomly go in here. That's absolutely fine. I'm not going to take any militia or anything like that. I'm going to just take this. And now cross your fingers and hope that we can get to 125 roguery skill just from this. And hopefully we're not going to get attacked by anyone because my disorganized state is kind of still relatively lengthy and I'm a bit worried about it. But hopefully we'll be okay. Okay, no one seems to be coming over here right now. We're not getting any roguery skill. I'm actually kind of surprised. Yeah, someone actually did mention in the comments, and thank you very much for this, that maybe the reason why we didn't gain a huge amount of roguery skill from one of the previous villages, but the other one we did, is because of the amount of loot. And maybe that is indeed the case. Maybe the amount of loot actually makes more of a difference than the cost of loot. Which is kind of a weird logic for the game to have, because generally, there we go, we did actually make it, but that took the whole village. Wow. Yeah, it took the whole length of the duration bar to actually get there, so that's pretty crazy. Anyway, because basically the way that the game calculates roguery skill from a, should we say, from a ransom broker perspective, as far as I'm aware at least, by all means, correct me if I'm wrong. It's all value based, as far as I'm aware, because maybe they changed it actually. Maybe they changed it because way back when you could still do the caravan selling exploit, or shall we say the caravan selling method, because I technically wouldn't really call it an exploit. I think it's just a clever use of game mechanics, but I guess that could also be constituted as an exploit. Right, well, whatever. Anyway, the point is, what you could do is you could sell a bunch of smithing weapons that you've created that sell for 100,000 to the caravans. You could literally just overload them with a huge amount of weapons, and then you could raid that caravan. You could basically say, "Hey, hello, I'm going to murder you now, and I'm going to take all your loot." And then as soon as you do that, you then gain a significant amount of roguery because you are stealing all of their stuff. And because the stuff that you have just given them is worth a couple of million gold, because obviously you've just given them, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 weapons that are all worth 100,000 each, then, you know, you're going to gain 50 to 100 roguery skill in one fell swoop. And obviously that's fantastic. However, maybe they've changed it now so that it's less to do with the value of items and it's more to do with the volume. So in other words, that's maybe the reason why we're not really getting a huge amount of roguery skill for basically doing anything, because the volume of prisoners and the volume of loot that you're getting from certain places, maybe that is actually more impactful. So that's a very clever comment that someone left. So thank you very much for shedding some light on that, actually, because I don't know. As I say, I'm not really someone that usually raids a lot of villages. But we do now have Scarface, which is obviously fantastic. 30% chance for bandits, villagers, and caravans to surrender now, which is actually even better than before. So that's wonderful. And we can just sell absolutely every single thing that we got here, which is not much, unfortunately. But yeah, we did get some hides and everything. We got some tools. I was actually kind of hoping to get a bit more from the poachers, but we didn't really get much, as you can see. And I'm actually selling only 1,100 worth from that village. Yeah, I mean, no wonder it only gave us 1 roguery skill point. It actually feels like it was pretty lackluster, to be honest. How can we actually tell? Let me see here. Is there a way? Okay, I'm going to ask you now because as I say, I am not really very good at telling where and when villages are actually the best to raid. So you can see here, look at this. The villages of average wealth. Well, it obviously just tells me exactly there that this village is of average wealth. So if I want to actually make a lot of money by doing roguery skill, do I need to go to a place, or should we say, do I need to go to a village that is of high wealth? Is that even a thing? You know, do I need to go to some place that is really, really, you know, expensive or something like that? Is that the secret to leveling up roguery skill? Maybe it is. So let's actually see. Do you think I can find a village that is even going to be like that? Because I personally feel like I'm probably going to be unable to. Most of these do seem to be average wealth. Let's buy a couple of horses. Let's see if I can increase my speed. I did increase my speed a small amount. Let's be very careful because Kanojan is trying to track us down right now. And he has no idea that he is tracking the most average individual in the history of Calradia right now. Let me see if I... Oh, no, I'm actually still increasing. Wow, okay, I'm actually still increasing my... yes, I am still increasing my speed. That's absolutely wonderful. It's probably because we have such a significant amount of troops now in comparison to what we had beforehand. Because before, we were actually struggling to get troops, but now not so much. But yeah, this is where things get dicey. Oh dear. This guy's moving at 5.4. No, actually, he's moving at 4.3. I'm moving at 4.2. So he's going to catch me eventually, so I need to go into the trees. Yes. Yes. Yes, follow me into the trees, you imbecile. Okay, yeah, so the Botanian... the Botanian culture is saving me once again right there. That is just crazy. How effective that is. Wow. That is really, really good. So these guys didn't even want to... Apparently they didn't even want to surrender or anything like that. Okay, kind of weird. Alright, let's just get these guys, and then we'll get that. So there we are, wonderful. And we're just going to basically swing around. Obviously, I am now very far away from the rebel town, but I'm not entirely sure where I'd want to stay there, to be honest. Because that's the funny thing. Even if I was actually considering, and this is the funny thing, before Lagata was retaken, I was considering building a workshop. Yes, I was considering building a workshop there because I thought to myself, oh yeah, that sounds like an absolutely fantastic idea, because if they're not going to get taken, you know, if they're going to maintain control over what they currently have, you know, over their town, then a workshop is going to be absolutely fantastic. But the problem then arose that we had them rejoin. They just rejoined the Western Empire. And it wasn't anything to do with me. It wasn't anything to do with a siege or anything like that. They just decided to rejoin the Western Empire instead of being a state unto themselves, which actually would have been very cool. Oh. Through the trees. Through the trees. Whew. Okay, wait. Okay, we got this. We got this. Okay. Who's that behind me right there? Who is that behind me with the 79? Oh, wow. There's way too many. Okay, yeah. This bottleneck is an absolute death trap. Look at this. This is absolutely terrible. Okay, yeah. Thankfully, none of these guys are actually super quick, but there was one person that was actually faster than I was back there, and if I hadn't gone in the trees, I would have been absolutely dead. Completely and utterly dead. So it looks like I am actually going to have to go around And that's gonna cost me a lot of time, isn't it? Yeah, it's gonna cost me a lot of time. I mean, generally, they are patrolling around here like no one's business. I'm actually super surprised. Let me actually just take a quick look at the kingdoms real fast, because I want to see... No, not Vlandir, you imbecile. There we go. Sturgia, there we are. Okay, they're not at war against anyone. They're just at war against us, which is hilarious. So that must be the reason. These guys are only at war against us too. Okay. Wait a minute. Is anyone actually at war against anyone else? Or is it just me? No. Okay. Northern Empire is at war against the Khuzait. Because I was actually thinking my game was bugged for a second there. And the Batanians are indeed at war against the Azerai. Okay, yeah. So that makes sense. So that's actually fine. And I'm a little bit more reassured by that. Because I was starting to get a little bit worried. You know, because I kind of hope that these factions are going to be fighting against each other. Because if they're fighting against each other, at least they're not going to be as concerned with murdering us. But, well, as you can quite clearly tell, the Khuzait are indeed wanting to take back this castle. Funnily enough, the Northern Empire... Wait, Southern Empire? What? Okay, wait a minute. There's a Southern Empire fief here, and then there's a Northern Empire fief here. I can only assume that this particular clan has defected or something like that to the Southern Empire. That's the only thing I can really think of. Because that's a really weird situation to have. Okay, so let's actually see here. Hand over your goods. Okay, so apparently they literally just want to fight me, which is a bit weird. I'm not sure why they wouldn't just surrender. I do have Scarface now, so I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to make good use of it by getting these caravans and so on and so forth to just give up. But it could be that I have too few units for them to take us seriously. Which is very, you know, that could be the case, you know, that could very well be the case. So maybe I should try and focus on getting some more people, which is obviously what I am attempting to do, but, you know, it does take a bit more time than, you know, we've so far spent on it, because obviously we're not doing it the normal way. But here we go. Nice damage, nice damage. Can I actually not die from a lance or a thrown weapon or something like that this time? Ooh, nice headshot. Oh. That was complete luck, by the way. That was absolutely complete luck. There is no skill in what I'm doing right here whatsoever. It's literally just going, oh yeah, so I'm going to aim in this general direction, and I'm just going to unleash, and that's all I'm doing, you know? That is literally all it is, you know? So sometimes it does require a little bit of, you know, forethought, but most of the time when I hit one of those shots, I just go, yeah, there's nothing there, you know. I may as well just be brainless, to be honest, in those situations. But, you know, sometimes that makes the best shots work. Because generally, I wouldn't think, oh yeah, I'm going to hit this. You know, like, for example, I'm not going to hit... Oh, I actually hit that. Okay. That's kind of what I was thinking about right there. Because obviously I aimed way too low, right? I aimed way too low, but I still hit his arm and still took him down. And that just goes to show that some of the time, whenever you have a shot that you think is not going to hit and then it ends up hitting, those are sometimes some of the best. Because you just really don't think it's going to work, but it does. And it's just more satisfying that way, I guess, you know? But I guess it's also kind of funny to, you know, think that for me, because I generally think most of my shots are not actually going to work, but we're pretty lucky, you know? We're pretty lucky with that. So, not bad, not bad. I guess we have to be lucky in something, right? Because otherwise we're just going to consistently get ourselves taken prisoner all the time. Although, to be fair, I think ever since we didn't really get captured, so to speak, did we? We haven't really been captured since the very first episode, have we? I don't think so. I think we have had to... you know, quote unquote, try to get away a number of times, but I don't think we have needed to escape from jail or anything like that. I don't think we've needed to do that. So that's actually kind of good. I think that's kind of good, and something that I'm pretty happy with. But obviously, maybe we could have done better. I don't know. Maybe we could have done better. Anyway, we did get some pretty decent stuff from that. Didn't really level up as much as I would potentially want. You know, I mean, maybe I'm wanting things that are a little bit too far out of our reach at the moment. But I mean, in general, I think the best course of action for me right now is just to prey upon huge amounts of caravans, just like I said in the previous episode, actually. I mean, we have come a long way, basically. We've come a long way right here, and the one thing that I do need to do still is, well, we've already reached our roguery goal, which is what I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to 125, and any additional experience that we get for this is great. I mean, Smuggler Connections is really a weird perk now that I think about it, because minus 50% trade penalty when you have crime rating. I said previously that this is literally one of the best perks in the entire game, because it's very easy to get crime rating, and if you're playing normally, you can go into any town you want and you can basically use the marketplace. But if you're at war and you sneak in, that's not how it works. I guess the best way that I could do this is by using the rebel towns. If there is a rebel town available, then I could potentially use Smuggler Connections at that point. So I guess I'm going to be looking forward to getting that nevertheless. But it's a very niche case, which is a little bit unfortunate. But yeah, anyway, other goals are going to be get veterans respect, try to level up my thrown weapon skill a little bit more. I just need 250. We're pretty close to that. My polearms and one-handed, that doesn't really matter too much. My riding skill doesn't really matter too much. Steward, I mean, I could use another focus point in that. And I do still need to find an engineer, like either finding an engineering companion that actually has decent engineering, or taking engineering myself, which may in fact be my only option. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.